Many reasons why we have many victims at the walk of life, journey to success is many are going there with borrowed clothes. There is something that is designed in you. God will not tell you to use what you don't have to break through. It is what you have that He will use to break through. Stop looking to somebody else's hand. There is something in your hand. Don't stop being a victim. He said, Moses, what is it in your hand? He said, I have a rod. He didn't ask him for the spear of Joshua. He didn't ask him for 5 fishes and 2 loaves. He didn't ask him for that. He asked him for that which is in his hand. And when he stretched it forth in the direction of his vision, Red Sea parted. What you will use to part your Red Sea is already in you. All you need to do is to coordinate the effort in the direction of your vision. You see you advancing. I see people advancing here. I see you going to the next level. I see you going to the next level. Thank you, actually, people. I'm going to the next level. I am going to the next level. Every candidate of this side shall a big hallelujah.
God Almighty, for what God is doing in our midst. People of God, I want us to keep to our time. We are doing good today and we'll finish soon in the name of Jesus. Second service starts 11:30 and God will help us in the name of Jesus. Amen. This is the continuation of what I started. You know, I teach a series here. I just started this series, Journey into Success. And last week I tried to let you understand vividly that you are to journey into the success of your destiny. I let you and myself understand last week that we must learn how to communicate with God. Amen? Once we communicate with God, the thought of God becomes our own thought. God says, I know the thought I have towards you, the thought of good and not of evil, and to give you an expected end. That's Jeremiah 29:11. So therefore, you now begin to reflect on the thought of God concerning you. The thought of God concerning us and the promises of God. And there's nothing wrong with the promises of God. Bible says the promises of God, no matter how many they are ye and amen in what? In Jesus Christ. That is, they are fulfilled promise. I have to tell you, God will not promise you what He will not give you. Once He promises it, be sure that He will fulfill it. He's not a man that can lie. Amen? Amen. He honor His word more than His name. But you need to understand that God don't promise you what you plan for yourself. God promised us what He plans for us. And His plan for us that the plan of good and not of evil. So in the journey of destiny, there are evil thoughts that will be coming. Just believe that those evil thoughts are not from God. Now, once the thought of God becomes your own thought, when the thought of God becomes your thought, what you do is that you begin to manifest God. Amen? Amen. You begin to manifest the promise of God. Now, I want to tell you today that the journey is not complete free. Tell somebody next to you, the journey into success is not complete free. It's not complete free. If you are looking for a church that will promise you, if you are looking for a prophet that will prophesy to you that the journey into success and the journey of destiny will be completely free, is just lying to you. It's a matter of little time. But the truth of the matter is this: He has guaranteed that we will overcome. And to you and myself, I want to get you ready in this series. Failure, I've told you, there is no one in this life on this earth that will speak the story of his success without mentioning the story of his failure. If you see somebody like that, it's just deceiving you. It's just deceiving you. And people like to be deceived, but we are not called to deceive ourselves. Bible says you will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. There is no story of success, amen, without story of failure. Failure is not a person, and I don't want you to identify with failure. Failure simply means you tried and it was not successful. That was there. Now, journey to success is not complete free. There are challenges in life that you need to go through.
I have told you many times, and I will keep telling you, coming to church, believing in God, does not mean that the journey to your fulfillment will be conflict free. No, 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 no. How do you grow your faith if there are no obstacles in the path of your destiny? How will you grow your faith? I'm only preparing your mind that when you see challenges in your life, it doesn't mean that God is not answering your prayer. It doesn't mean that you are doing something wrong. Oftentimes people thought that when they venture into something and it was so successful, then God is there. I taught it in my fellowship. It doesn't work like that. It's not a test of the presence of God. You can be in the will of God and the whole hell can break loose. It doesn't mean that God is not there. What God promised you is that there is going to be an happy ending. And I can rejoice at the happy ending no matter what I'm going through. Oftentimes in life, any journey, any path that does not have obstacle will not lead you to a place of success. I am telling you the Holy Ghost. So, journey into success is not conflict free. But what I want to tell you is this: no obstacle, no failure, no challenge is good enough to keep you down. Most of the things we are going through, they are not strong enough to keep us down. It is our attitude towards those things that keep us down. And if you don't develop a right attitude towards the challenges of your life, it will affect your attitude. Because your attitude will definitely determine your what? Your attitude. So it is your response to the challenges of life that determine how far you can go. Put it out this way: God is ready to give more to those that are ready to take more. The more you can face, the more you can take. There was a time I asked God, I said, God, increase the capacity of this church. He said, be ready to increase the capacity of what you can take. He told me, like, I won't tell you like. He said, be ready to increase the capacity of what you can take. Because the more they have, you think the merry they have. Okay, there could be merry, but there is always another side of the coins. And that's why Jesus will take the disciple. When he fed 5,000, they are looking for crown to give him. He said, okay, that's one side of me. Let me show you the other side. I said, let us cross to the other side. In the middle of the other side, here is the coin. Storm coming. Somebody that they wanted to crown, when he was walking on the sea, they said he was ghost. He said, I am still the same person. There is always other side to life. If somebody is showing you one side of life, amen, and doesn't show you the other side of life, it's only keeping you in darkness. Amen. So, but my teaching here today, failure, challenges, obstacles, they are not enough to keep us down. I want to tell somebody here, the higher you are going to go in life, the more the heat you will get. Put it down. Your sower and your storm, they are relative. What do I mean? They are related. I will take you there a little bit before I close today. That's why I took that Exodus 19:14, but I'm not going there first. People of God, why do I choose the test of root? There are so many things you have to learn there. If I'm to go by way of teaching, between that 4 verses of the scripture, I can give you 7 good points to note when it comes to the journey of success. But let me limit it to 2. I can continue from there next week. Understand that in life, you are well formed by the word that is forming you. And that is why by the time the word of God is well done in your life, you'll be well done by yourself. Ruth called Naomi called Ruth. He said, my daughter, this mere stuff you brought home, that's not your reward. Do you know how somebody will be happy because you are getting $500 per hour and you are happy? I have told you many times, if you don't know what belongs to you by the order of heaven, you can be rejoicing at a peanut. My prayer is that we will not die before we discover what God has in plan for us. Amen. It is another statement for Jacob to be proud that he was working for Laban. Because Laban himself said that it was because of Jacob that I am blessed. When Jacob realized this, he told him, don't give me anything. Because all you got belongs to me, because it is the covenant upon me that bless you. So he said, what you brought home is not enough. Let me get you a home where you can rest. Amen. Understand, that lady was a widow. The husband just passed away. And she has done all for Naomi. And Naomi looked at him and said, Ruth, it was you in chapter 1 and 2. I think I should come in chapter 3. Can I preach to some roots this morning?
Yes.
God said I should tell you in chapter 3 of your book now.
Amen.
That's where word of knowledge and wisdom will change everything. He said this small thing is not enough. But go to the threshing floor. Go to the threshing floor. Go and look for Boaz. Go and see that mama. God bless you. Go and look for Boaz. If you are to journey into success, no matter the conflict of your life, you must know what you are going after. He wasn't going to the threshing floor to look for David. He wasn't going there to look for Joshua. He wasn't going there to look for Moses. She was going there for what? For Boaz. There were so many people at the threshing floor, but she knew. Are you someone in the house that you are going after everything? You can't go after everything and enter into success. So, and nobody enters success by chance. Amen?
Amen.
If you are going after everything, the truth of the matter is God will not give you what does not belong to you. And that is why the journey of success begins with communication with God. And God has designed you. He has equipped you. He knows you. He designed you. He knows what He wants for you. He designed an assignment for you. He designed a purpose for you. What He designed for you is different from what He designed for me. That is why what I'm going through is not what you are going through. Because what He ordered me to do is different from what He ordered you to do. People of God, you cannot go after everything and be successful. You have to know what you are going for. Tell somebody, do you know what you are going after? Be sure it's what belongs to you. Be sure it's what I am telling you. Be sure that is what is meant for you. And He said, now you are going after Boaz. This is where Boaz will be. This is the time to see him. And this is how you will see him. She gave her complete information. And she did it. Listen, two things will cost you big time. Number one thing, what you don't know. What you don't know can cost you what you got. What you know can get you so many things in life. And what you don't know can take so many things from you. I don't know is not an excuse. Number one lineup of destruction in the scripture is what you don't know. Hosea chapter 4 verse 6, my people perish. What you don't know. Amen. She gave her all the information. You have to be specific. And that is why I want to speak to somebody here. Don't go out shopping based on my home fitness. Don't go out shopping. Don't fill your closet because of my design. You have your own design that is customized for you, that is prepared for you. Go after that which is meant for you. Be specific when it comes to the journey of your success, to the journey of your destiny. So when you are specific, when you know what you are going after, and is rooted in the promise of God, it becomes a purpose. And one thing about God's purpose is always bigger than you. Amen? Listen. If you are telling me that God is calling you to do what you can do without God, it's a zero. It's not God. That's your own mind. It's a design and a makeup of God that His purpose must be greater than you so that you can depend on Him. Amen? So don't think that it is what you can handle with your intelligence, with your hand, with your certificate. I'm trying to do this series so many people can break forth out of mediocrity and enter into the success as ordered by God. But fear has crippled faith of so many people. So you can't launch out because of fear. So many people now, they are afraid. They can't do anything because somebody must stupid. If you don't shove somebody, why are you alive? You are working, you are getting paid. If somebody works for you, you get paid. Don't let fear of that cripple you from doing something that can launch you into success. Be specific. Know what you go after. And He said, wash what? He said, wash your face. Listen, this is a widow. Perhaps maybe she still put on her widow's clothes. Listen, you don't go to meet Boaz looking like a Moabite. That will be counterproductive. And you have to wash your face. People of God, one of the conflicts of success is when you let your past contaminate your present, it will ruin the future.
I have so many people, they don't wash their face. I can tell by their face what they have been through 5 years ago. Do you know how you see somebody and you say, this one has gone through so many things? Because anywhere they go, what happened to them for the next 10 years is what they carry over. If you are carrying over your past pain or your past hurt and your challenges, I am telling you, it will contaminate your future. I mean, it will contaminate your present and ruin the future. Listen, if you are a sales rep and you are selling, okay, I want to sell Bible for you. Just answer me, and if you don't buy, I'm going. Who will buy from you? A patient came to my clinic. He told me in the closet, he said, Doc, I'm not going to come back here. This lady is going to be here next week. I said, why? He said, I don't like the way she look at me. I said, okay, don't worry. I said, don't worry, I promise you next week if she's here, she must smile at you. I called the lady to the office. Do you want to keep this job? I don't care what you are going through at home. I'm very particular about what you do here. If you cannot put on a smiling look, just consider yourself fired. I am here because they are coming. If you put on your face and you send them away, I will be hungry, my wife will be hungry. People of God, you have to be careful. It's not about wishes, it's not about wizard. You that say that everybody doesn't like you. What is your countenance? What is your countenance? What are you putting on? He said, wash your face. Wash your face. It's act of spiritual immaturity for somebody to look at you and tell you what you have been through. People that are mature, they don't look what they have been through. People that are mature, they don't look what they have been through. You are looking for a husband, and because somebody disappointed you 3 years ago, and the man is doing everything, and all you can just see in your face is the man that disappointed you. It was all that disappointed you. It is thee that is in front of you. Would you let go of what and let thee have his way? Yes. And every time you speak, what you see is so. And you are home. Don't say, Pastor is not hot. Pastor is hot. It's you that you are cold yourself. Check your countenance. Wash your face. Listen carefully. There is no way on this earth that you will not be disappointed. Winning is not exclusive of disappointment. Winning is not, I'm telling you, I went to Nigeria. Some people were messing up with the little thing I put there. I called them, and Holy Spirit told me, he said, tell them how you get this little thing you got. I called them, they thought want to drink tea. I said, you know what we do? I spoke with them for 2 good hours. I told them everywhere I'd failed in life. Are you looking at me? I told them every challenge of my life, so that the little thing I put here is by the grace and the tenacity and endurance that make it. And it's not something you should do. You should play with. And one man stood up. He said, his name is Alaji. He can be watching me on this screen. He said, sir, even if I was stealing before I got here, he said, with what you just said, I'm the head of your driver. I will not steal in this company. People of God, you will see challenge. You will see issues. Maritally, business-wise, ministry-wise, relationship-wise, family-wise, employee-employer. You will see all these challenges, but they are not good enough. And when you find yourself in a new environment, don't carry over all your pain. All your past pain. Do not let your past pain be active in your present life. It will only ruin the future. People of God, let me tell you something. God is very wicked God. God will not let you go through what will not be useful where you are going to. To you and myself, getting to palace is what matters. But to God, how you get there matter. Whatever you encounter on your way to palace will be useful when you become enthroned. The lions in the wilderness were only training David for Saul and Goliath. And the testimony was, when I was in the field with bare hand, I tear a lion. And that was when Saul said, if this man with ordinary hand could tear a lion, I think he can do something here. And you know what? He put upon him all his clothes. And the boy said, listen, I am not used to this.
I'm still telling you, your place of success is peculiar to your own design. If he had used Saul armor, he would have been a victim. The many reasons why we have many victims at the walk of life, journey to success, is many are going there with borrowed clothes. There is something that is designed in you. God will not tell you to use what you don't have to break through. It is what you have that He will use to break through. Stop looking to somebody else's hand. There is something in your hand. Don't stop being a victim. He said, Moses, what is it in your hand? He said, I have a rod. He didn't ask him for the spear of Joshua. He didn't ask him for 5 fishes and 2 loaves. He didn't ask him for that. He asked him for that which is in his hand. And when he stretched it forth in the direction of his vision, Red Sea parted. What you will use to part your Red Sea is already in you. All you need to do is to coordinate the effort in the direction of your vision. You see you advancing. I see people advancing here. I see you going to the next level. I see you going to the next level. Thank you, actually, people. I'm going to the next level. I am going to the next level. Every candidate of this side shout a big hallelujah. In Exodus 19, verse 4. Look here. Why do you think God said, I brought them on eagle's wing? I even did the research. Eagle wasn't the biggest of all the birds. I just did the research. Why do you think He brought them on eagle's wing? He was trying to tell them that I took you from the land of Egypt. Problem to Red Sea. Problem to wilderness. But I did not bear you on ordinary bird's hand. I brought you on the wings of an eagle. Eagle did not carry them. It was God helped through Moses that carried them. And God was using the metaphor of an eagle to teach you that even if we are to take you to God, even to God, you should expect challenges. That's why Paul was telling Timothy, if there is any fight you have to fight, fight a good fight of faith. Because there are things that are ready to contend with your faith. Even when you lose everything around you, if you don't lose that faith, you get everything back. Yeah. He said, I brought you on eagle's wing. Let me do a teaching here. Eagle is not caught unaware of his storm. Eagle is always aware of his what? Storm. Even when eagle sees storm, that's where he will go. But eagle always position himself, and that's the whole essence of what I'm preparing you for. He positioned himself always on a high point. There is a high point for eagle. So when there is a storm, he will go higher and position himself. We call it high point of eagle. He will spread his wing, stabilize. You will see him. We see him go ready this way. As the storm is going up, he begins to gather the thermal heat, amen, of the storm. At a point in time, by the time the wind breaks, it's already ready. You just see the wind, the same storm, you just see push eagle up. What happened to eagle here is at the high point of his life. Number one, he's expecting the storm. Number one. Then number two, he positioned himself above the storm. That's number two. Then number three, he's using the storm to gather strength for himself. Amen? Then number four, he's still focused. Then number five, he's there expectantly. And what he's expecting is not only Burger King or sweet. He was expecting the heat and the soil. You want to soil, you don't want the heat. Amen? The more you can take, the more you can get. You know, when the heat comes up, you see eagle up. Eagle being up does not mean that the storm is not raging down. It's because he has positioned himself, amen, above the storm. And that is what I'm teaching you by faith. Where is your position by faith? You are covenant children that was born upon eagle's wing. That shows God expects you to be above every storm, above every above every murmuring, above every complaint, above every struggle, above every disappointment, above every failure.
Yes.
So when While the storm is raging down, you are soaring above. I see somebody soaring. I see somebody soaring. Your storm and your soar, they are relative. Eagle cannot soar without storm. People of God, I'm speaking to you. Do you know, if not for the storm, that eagle wants to go against eagle, without the heat of the storm, do you know eagle will be on the floor? God said I should speak prophetically to somebody here now. That storm you are into, that challenge, that obstacle, is the strength that you will need that will take you to your next heights. If you believe, shout a big hallelujah. He said, Ruth, don't let your past disturb you. Wash your face. He said, anoint yourself. What anointing does is it makes you glow. If your countenance is sad, you are not anointed. You cannot be sad and be under a good anointing of God. Sadness is not of God. Listen, if you are to be a preacher of gladness, then there must be gladness in you. Because what you don't have, you don't give. And you operate under which anointing that is upon you. He said how Jesus Christ of Nazareth was anointed, going about doing good. So the anointing upon him was not to do bad. And that was why there was no bad in him. So people of God, I'm speaking to you. You have to anoint yourself in the spirit. You anoint your spirit. You anoint your soul. You anoint your body. You change your countenance and let that be glowing in you. You dress desire for what you admire. I was talking to, I won't mention it because you are putting me on the this day, they follow me up in Nigeria. I was talking to him. I said, boy, I so much love you. If not that my friend or my brother recommend you, the way you appear to me with this business deal, I won't give you business to do. He said, what do you mean? You are coming to talk about business of $1 million with me, you are coming on Okada. That's high risk for me. I think the first thing you will do is you use my money to go and buy your car. Listen, the way you dress, that's what determines what you get. No white, no blue, no yellow. Amen? Can talk me now. They know me when I was doing agency job, I have contact with them. When I'm coming from the step, they know at least they won't come, the African boy. Amen? What you think doesn't make sense is what attracts them. My accent. Are they the one coming? Are they the one coming? Are they the one coming on the step? Don't let anybody talk you down. Anoint yourself. God created you in Nigeria, Jamaica, Kenya, not by mistake. If he had wanted to and designed you for something different than your color and your language would have been helpful, he would have created you there. So don't let anybody talk you down. Don't let anybody talk you down. It's the destruction of devil. He said, Ruth, you have been through this. I know you have pain. But when you bath yourself, you wash yourself, anoint yourself. By the time, oh my God, you know, when I move around, people, they say, you smell good. I say, thank you. I say, yeah, I look at the perfume. I now begin to know the name of my perfume. Because they will ask me, what's the color? By the time Ruth got your words, God could not reject it. You are looking for a husband. Your skirt is here. your shoe is this. If you bring the girl at my office, I will tell her to go and redress before coming here. Amen? And you just met your new boyfriend and you want to talk, you are going on the first day. All you put in front of him is all your problem from the last 20 years. I'm not your Messiah. The mistake many of you are doing is that there are some evil things that God is hiding from. Oh my God, can I preach a little bit? There are some things that God is hiding from your enemy that you are exposing yourself.
That's true.
That my uncle, he came to America in DMP. All the next 2 hours, he saw the problem of your life. I said, I think I have another option. People of God, he said, Ruth, you are going for a business contract. And your tie is like this. And the man will first of all look at you and say, where are you coming from? And you call yourself a lawyer. Which guys to be lawyer is this? We don't want to know what you do on your head. Your appearance must speak what is proportional to it. I'm speaking to somebody. You are coming to a church of God. You look ragged. You do. Which pastor? Listen, when I stand there, I know many of you are not using tie, you are not talking in your dress. But many of you now, you talking your dress, you look good. Amen? And when I smile, they say, Pastor, you are the one teaching us. I smile. I say, yes, I'm teaching you by style. I look fitting, appear good. I don't want anybody to follow who you don't want to be like. They will address you the way you dress. Yes, let that brother go and sit down. Perfume yourself with the oil of glory, with the spirit of anointing. Let there be glory of the spirit of the living God around you. I will say, touch not my anointing and do my prophet no harm. When they see you, they see the favor of God. It was good grace that enthroned Esther, not common grace. You are a candidate of unexpected grace. The common grace is sin and slept yesterday and you woke up. If that is all your testimony, you need to go and be born again. Sinner slept yesterday and woke up this morning. That's not the only grace you should enjoy. You have advanced level of grace. Bible says more grace enthroned Esther. I know what I'm speaking to you. Anoint yourself in the spirit. Let that be glowing. Let that be glowing. Let that be radiant of God. Listen, it takes right spirit to retain the presence of God. And all this is the anointing of the spirit. What devil is out to do is to make you be a victim. And every day you wake up in the morning and you are defeated in your spirit. That day is gone. And that's what is out to do every day. And that is why I tell my wife, I say, even if you are so hungry, just give me a good food to eat. And that's why I look at men when they are hungry, they will not eat food. You are hungry, you don't eat food for 2 days. What happened to the food the next 3 days? It's a lie. Women, let me tell you, when you are sleeping, they go to your kitchen. It's only when you are coming, they close it. When my wife is angry with me, that's when I eat the best food in there. So she never gone angry anymore. I want to eat snail, I want to eat everything. By the time she finished cooking the food, we are smiling at herself. The devil is a liar. There are little challenges in the way of your life. If it's not there now, it will come tomorrow. But those things are not enough to stop you. Anoint yourself in the spirit of the living God. Let there be glowing of the spirit around you. So by the time you get to what and where you desire, they don't have choice, they have to consider you. Amen. I submit to you this way. Kingdom success principle, and I want you to know, is you are not successful if you are not who and what God created you to be. Number one success in the kingdom is for you to be blessed, control stuff, and still be who God says you are in Him and for Him. That's on your feet. That's on your feet. And submit to your understanding. Winning in life does not exclude disappointment. Note, storm is an advantage regardless of its harshness for a man who look forward to God. And the strongest oak in the forest is not the one that is prevented against wind, prevented against storm, prevented against the scorching sun. It is the one that stands firm, no matter the scorching and the heat of the sun. And when the sun is over, he will smile. I say, I've been through it, but I survived it. That is when your story will be successful. Let's give Jesus a praise. I see somebody here. Without problem, you are soaring higher. Without problem, you are soaring higher. Whatever you are going through is a stepping stone to the next level. Let that be your testimony. And for those of you root in the house, and because your husband did not tell you, I love you. You know how many where in the Bible that Jesus said he loves you? I'm not saying your husband shouldn't tell you that he loves you. But if he chooses not to say he loves you, you know how many times that Jesus said he loves you? Yes. So if your husband don't say he loves you and Jesus said he loves you, would you embrace the Jesus that loves you and let the pain of it, this, get away? That's right. There are some issues in your life that God is using to train you to make the best out of your own life, not for somebody else. Let that be your testimony. Put your two hands upon your head. You are going to let your amen be loud and clear. I pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. What is it that you are going through today? It will be a step to the next height for your destiny. In the name of Jesus. This present problem shall soon come to pass in the name of Jesus. You will soar above it in the name of Jesus. And your testimony will be profound in the name of Jesus. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Thank you, Eternal Rock of Ages. In Jesus' mighty name, we are praying. If you receive victory, power, hallelujah, to the glory of God. Hallelujah. 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 Tell somebody, your storm and your soul, they are related. The higher the heat, the higher you soar. No problem, no failure is strong enough to keep you down. Develop the right attitude towards what you are going through now. So nothing will hinder your attitude in life. Amen.